Hi, this is Billie Beene here with a U.S. World News Flash Update. Today's date, August 6, 2024, time about 1 p.m. in Texas. This is World Episode 192. Some of my sources are God in the Bible, Patriot subscriber, Alex CHRISTOFEROU, Hal Turner, War News 24/7, Judge Napolitano's recent interview of Ray McGovern, New York Times, Breitbart. Some of the things we'll cover: Israel on the eve of destruction, and the U.S. paid $1 billion to Russia in that recent prisoner exchange, and a Ukraine plot to take out Putin and Belousov, and the Ukraine tanks inside Russia today. So let's get started. So we have two major war fronts in the making. First, we have Israel, US, UK, possibly Greece, versus Iran, Russia, China, Turkey, Lebanon, Hezbollah, Syria, Iraq, Yemen. What could go wrong? And we also have in Europe, Ukraine, US, UK, NATO nations versus Russia, China, North Korea. So recently, beginning with Israel on August 4, Pastor Paul BEGLEY had some information that Russia had delivered e-warfare recently to Iran in Il-76 cargo planes. And Pastor Paul BEGLEY's information is this electronic warfare is especially effective against F-35s. And we have this on August 4 also from Hal Turner. China warns Israel and the U.S. if Iran is attacked, China will take countermeasures. And we have Hezbollah attacking the IDF. This happened on August 4. Headquarters in Eilat by drones, and Hezbollah was located about 30 kilometers from Israel's border, or about 19 miles. That's around the area of the Litani River, which is where Israel wants to push the Hezbollah, Lebanon. And we have this yesterday, August 5. Judge Napolitano interviewed Ray McGovern, he's former CIA, talking about into Iran on August 5, yesterday. Russia sent in many Il-76 large cargo planes. And also the Russian Shoigu, his position is equivalent to Jake Sullivan's, visited Tehran yesterday in Iran. Russia gives tech to Iran. And also more information is coming out via Judge Napolitano's recent interview of Alistair Crook, a former UK diplomat who gave more definitive information on the assassination that was in Iran, the assassination of Haniyeh. We've heard it was a missile. That's been discounted. Then we heard it was a planted bomb by Mossad. Now this information comes. So we had the presidential palace, right next to it a guest house. So Alistair Crook's info comes from a contact that was on the 4th floor, while Haniyeh was on the 2nd floor. And this information is, he wasn't taken out by a missile from the sky, nor a planted bomb, but rather a projectile coming in from outside the building into the building. So I hope we can put this story to bed. Nothing like an eyewitness contact. So that's going on. Yep. And now we have this. So the Israeli government to Benjamin Netanyahu take a preemptive strike on Iran. Yoav Gallant, Israel's Minister of Defense, has visited the underground bunkers of the IDF in Tel Aviv, and preparations are moving forward for Israel to take a preemptive strike on Iran. And this comes from the guidance of Israel's council that includes Yoav Gallant and also the IDF chief, Lieutenant General Halevi, Mossad chief David Barnea, and Shin Bet chief Bar. So plans are moving ahead. And we have this from War News 24/7. Iran is putting together a new regional force similar to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, made up of Shiites from Yemen, Lebanon, Iraq, and Syria. This new force will be called Qasem Soleimani Forces, or QSF, and will involve 10,000, and 20% of the 10,000 is made up of the Houthis from Yemen. This new force, QSF, will help Hezbollah in their ground attack. So we see a new force made up Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and the Yemens, who will participate in a ground attack on Israel. Now, it's already been put forth. There are 50,000 troops now in Syria, made up of the Syrian military and the Iraq IRGC. So we have 50,000 already there. So we'll add on another 10,000 with this new force to invade Israel when the go signal is given. And we have this from Hal Turner. U.S. plans attack on Iran nuke sites. This is a valid plan, I understand. One major plan being put forth is Israel to take a preemptive strike on Iran. And the U.S. is in the process of making plans for the U.S. to attack Iran's nuclear sites so that Israel can stand down. So I wonder how the U.S. military feels about this political planning. And we have this. Pakistan has given to Iran Shahed-3 missiles. These are two-stage solid-fuel medium-range missiles that have a range of 2,750 kilometers. They are road mobile, and they are transported by Chinese transporter erector launchers. So we see China involved in giving equipment to Iran. From Discern Report, that was on Steve Quayle's aggregate site, Iran considers themselves Persian, not Arab. And Iran is giving warnings to Arab countries not to intervene in this coming event between Iran and Israel, as some Arab countries did participate against Iran in the April retaliation by Iran against Israel. And that retaliation was versus Israel, the US, UK, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and UAE, who supplied intel information. So Iran is warning its neighbors, don't participate in this coming retaliation. From Breitbart, also listed on Steve Quayle's aggregate site. Hezbollah sends drones into Israel yesterday, August 6th, and hit several Israeli bases and a third Israeli vehicle in another location. Israel intercepted one out of many that came over. It's reported only several civilians were injured, so I submit we're not getting accurate information from Israel. If Hezbollah put many drones into Israel, targeting Israel's military bases in this area, and only one was taken down, it follows that there was damage to Israel's military. Now we have this. Right. So on the Russian-Ukraine front, and by the way, President Trump has already spoken to Benjamin Netanyahu and also to Zelensky several weeks ago. Whatever you're doing militarily needs to be wrapped up by December of 2024, because we look forward to the inauguration of President Trump in January. So a clear signal. The U.S. is not going to continue money and weapons support of either Israel nor Ukraine after December. Way to go, President Trump. The American people are tired of our assets going out of our nation with no benefit to American citizens. And technically speaking, the U.S. really doesn't have a dog in this hunt. So now we have a plot ostensibly involving Ukraine. Whether Ukraine, Zelensky, and its intel force have gone rogue is really unknown. But several weeks ago, Russia contacted Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin regarding an uncovered plot by Ukraine to assassinate both President Putin and the Defense Minister Belousov on July 28 in St. Petersburg during the Russian Navy Day celebration. This information is being put forth to the Russian citizens via Russian TV, Rossiyal, Channel 1, about this proposed assassination plot. And there are questions as to whether some elements of the U.S. government were involved in this plot. Besides Ukraine's Zelensky, did it involve the U.S. State Department and the U.S. CIA? Well, the plan has been discovered and has been foiled. CHRISTOFEROU also brings forth information supporting this assassination plot that was also revealed by the New York Times, and the New York Times recently appears to be supporting President Trump's agenda. And the plot to assassinate President Putin and Russian Minister of Defense Belousov was covered in a recent phone call to Lloyd Austin, with Russia asking Austin, is the U.S. involved? And Belousov to Austin, tell Ukraine not to do this. So that's going on. But the plot is known and has been foiled. War News 24/7 reports, this was August 1, South Korea intel. 10,000 container ships are bound for Russia coming from North Korea. And we know North Korea now has troops inside the Ukraine Donbass area. Chinese troops are in the Belarus area. So we see direct support in terms of weapons, intel, and troops being provided to Russia by China and North Korea. North Korea to Russia has also sent anti-tank missile systems, the Enlois Bullseye 4, and recently Russia took down a British AS-90 system in the Kyiv and Kharkiv area. So that's going on. The North Korea Enlois system has a range of 10 to 25 kilometers or 6 to 16 miles. And they can switch targets during flight. Now we have this coming from Real Raw News. Recently, we heard about a prisoner exchange between Russia and the U.S. that included the Wall Street journalist Evan Gershkovich, now believed to be a CIA asset, who was arrested inside Russia March 2023. They found in his shoe a small SSD card, a small card you would put into a computer to download information that included information on the Russian military site designed to attract spies. And it is being put forth by Russia as being false information. At any rate, when Gershkovich was arrested in March of 2023, it was determined he had acted as a spy for the U.S. He could have been executed. Instead, he was sentenced to 16 years. And now we have this coming from FSB, Russian Intel, Agent Andrei Zakharov, who appears to be working with the representatives of President Trump. And the information coming out is that Gershkovich is a CIA asset who worked for Zelensky and the U.S. State Department and was sent inside Russia as a spy. The new information coming out is that the JB show also paid Russia $1 billion for the exchange of Gershkovich Specifically, the $1 billion was paid to Russia in cryptocurrency before the exchange. And now we have this. Today, just a few minutes ago, breaking news, Ukraine tanks are now moving inside Russia, traditional Russia, in the Kursk region, and it's unknown. Is this a suicide attempt by Ukraine troops, or do these troops intend to surrender? So this concludes my flash. I love you, and I'll see you soon.